So, hello guys, let's continue our series of discussion on history of Maharashtra. Okay, so we have done with the Dalit reform movements, and almost we have seen the mid part of the women reform movements. Okay, so today what we're going to do, we're going to see the next part. Up till now, we have completed some male as well as female social reformers. I hope you guys remember this particular part. And now, from this particular session, just a minute. Yes. From this particular session, we'll be discussing about some legal provisions or what were the moves which were taken or how this particular women liberation movement took different turns. Okay? We're going to focus or we're going to highlight on that particular part. So let's start the discussion on this particular section. Okay. The first thing what we are going to see is in the context of legal provision. Legal provisions for Indian women. So what all things were supposed to be the legal provisions for Indian women. Okay, we are going to see this. So how this particular legal provisions, how what is the story behind the start with this particular? Okay, what happened initially? India got British rule. Okay, British rule brought English education. Everyone knows this. We have studied this up till now. Okay, too many times I have told you this particular part. Okay, so what this English education has brought? This English education has brought a new generation with itself. Okay, and how was this particular new generation? It was English educated, or you can say it was Western educated. Okay, Western educated or education filled with Western ideas. Okay, this new youth, okay, this new youth or new generation, you can say in either way. Okay, they tried or they worked hard. Okay, they work hard for women upliftment. Okay, they tried and they worked hard for women upliftment. Okay, they tried to curb the ill moves in the society through different means, as you can see in the year 1829 with the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Everyone knows through a legal act what happened. Sati was banned. Okay, this was just the initial step, what you can say. Okay, so such intellects, what they did, they started to change the life of the woman. Okay, and this all things led to the okay, such movements led to the social upliftment of women, or you can say liberation of women. This movement led to this particular. Okay, was this the only move which took place? Banning of sati? No, there are too many incidences. Such you can say Dalhousie at that point of time in 1858 has passed an act. Okay, and what this act did? This act allowed widow remarriage. Okay, then you can say in the year 1872, one more act came. Okay, it is called as Special Marriage Act. So what is the speciality of this particular act? This act recognized civil marriages. Okay, now what do you mean civil marriages? In simple terms, you can say intercaste marriages. Now, a Hindu can marry a Muslim woman, or a Muslim woman can marry a Hindu guy. Vice versa, you can say not only Hindu Muslim, but you can say to Buddhist, you can say Christianity, to any particular religion, you can consider this. Okay, so two different people of different religions can marry each other, and this marriage would be get recognition under which particular act? An act called as Special Marriage Act. This act was passed. Okay, and finally, you can say in the year 1938, women got a new right. Okay, what was the right granted to this to women? They got right to property. Up till now, there was no such provision. Okay, though it was there, but it was not legal. Here, women's got right to property as a legal right. Okay, then you can say it took a next turn 1946. Okay, women's can ask for separation and alignment. You can see how things are moving on from her husband. Okay, then you can say 1947 when we got independence. Okay, at that point of time, many such acts were passed, which established what you can say equality, which has ridden off or removed injustice. You can say the same thing of the woman. Okay, so there was one more thing called as Hindu Code Bill. We are going to discuss about that thing in details, a bit details afterwards. Okay, at the end of this session only we are going to discuss about that. But as of now, just remember this. Okay, these all things happen during this part. Okay, now what happened after 1947, or you can say after you got independence? Okay, women were liberated to a greater extent. Now they started to work out. Okay, or you can say they started to get employment as similar to that of men. Okay, or you can say women went out to work similar to. Okay, now the time has come that we are actually women are actually enjoying their liberties. Okay, now in order to do this particular thing, what happened? Government, to secure women, okay, they passed various legislations. Okay, what they did, they passed various legislations. What was the aim of this particular legislation? Obviously, it was women's safety. Okay, the main aim of this particular legislation was nothing but women's safety. You can say different factory acts were passed. Okay, and to be specific, you can say in the year 1929. Okay, in the 1929, a specific act was passed which allowed maternity leave. See, guys, a new revolution you can say over here. Okay, 1929, a maternity leave act was passed. Okay, and you can say in the upcoming years itself, in 1938 and in 1948, or you can say 1939 and 1948. Okay, there was one more act which said women shouldn't be employed in hazardous workplaces. Hmm. Okay, now such acts, what they did, okay, these acts developed a positive approach. Okay, what such acts did, they developed a positive attitude, a positive approach towards women welfare. Positive approach towards women welfare. They developed a positive approach towards women welfare. Now, was only British administration responsible for all these things? If I say that only British has contributed to this all things, to give liberty to the women, saying this particular statement would be wrong. Why? Because we have seen in the previous lecture itself, Shah Maharaj, or you can quote him Chhatrapati Shah Maharaj. Okay, he was supposed to be the first person to pass all similar acts. Okay, he passed similar acts in Kolhapur. Okay, means what? Widow remarriage, intercaste marriages, curbing the woman cruelty, divorce related things, property rights, all these things was passed in Kolhapur institution by Chhatrapati Shah Maharaj. Means what? British is not the only one to work for women liberation. Okay, Shah Maharaj was also working hand in hand with them. Okay, I hope you guys are getting this particular. Okay, now these were the activities which took place before 1947. Generally, we have seen whatever things we have discussed here, they were before 1947. Okay, that is before we got an independent parliament to make our laws. What all things happened after 1947? We are going to see this in this over here now. Okay, now women liberation movements post 1947. The next part is about this part. Okay, now you know democracy was established in India. Okay, everyone knows this particular thing. constitutional democracy was established in India, which was giving utmost importance to the ideas such as liberty, equality, and fraternity. Okay, now in fact, you can say constitution itself gave equal rights to men and male and female, you can say women's in general sense. So what constitution gave? Constitution gave equal rights to male and female in all aspects. Okay, who focus on this? Article 15, this particular thing from the Indian Constitution. If you guys could remember, can you tell me what is Article 15? Just comment in the comment box. What exactly is Article 15? Okay, see whatever thing that I need to comment, it is just for your revision, not for. It is not that I don't know what is Article 15. Okay, so it's for your revision. So if you comment over here without seeing, it sharpens your brain or it gives you idea that you are well versed with this particular part. Okay, so please, whatever questions I'm asking in the videos, try to comment them or try to address them in the comment box. Okay, let's move forward. So Article 15 itself is a living legend for this particular thought of male and female equality. Not only male and female equality, but all caste, creed, everything equality is shown from Article 15. You'll see that in polity, not over here. It clearly says that there can be no distinction. And again, comment it. I'll not discuss. But, okay, comment the things about it. Okay. Now, again, what happened? There were very much positive rules in the context. Okay, positive rule on women related to marriage, related to divorce and property. Okay, change rules came over here. Now, this led to the progress of women's. Okay, this ultimately led to the progress of women's. Everyone knows this particular part. Okay, if you view all such things or liberty, in simple terms, if liberty comes, then it gives you utmost scope for a development. Okay, this is the well-established fact. Now, one more thing was given to women over here, that was right to education. As constitution gave equal values to them, okay, now came right to education. Okay, one of the most important in this particular context. Okay, what this right to education did, right to education to women opened almost all fields for women. Okay, this particular thing opened almost all the fields for women. This was the most important part, right to education to women. Okay, it changed the whole dynamics of the woman. Okay, however, this change in lifestyle of the women led to various issues. Okay, we can see there was a drastic change in the life of the woman. Okay, and this led to various issues in the life of working women. Okay, now these women could be, so these problems could generally club for two different sects of women. Okay, one which were working women or women in urban areas, and second one you can say women in rural areas. Both of them faced a different problem due to this particular change in the nature of the society. Okay, now what all things urban women faced, we'll see that particular thing first. Okay, they faced various problems such as molestations, such as eve teasing, unequal treatment or unequal treatment at the workplace, etc. These were the problems which are generally faced by the what you can say urban area people, and some problems are faced by the rural area women as well. Okay, which were these particular problems? They faced problems such as unemployment. There was not employment available to the women in the rural areas. Okay, then you can say atrocities. Okay, they generally got lower wages. Okay, and also they suffered from the biggest problem, that is hunger. These were the problems. But with these problems, which are specific to the urban and rural women, there are some problems which are common. Sorry, just a minute. Yeah, there were some problems which are common to both the women. There were few problems which were common to urban as well as rural women. Which were those problems? First one was problem of rape. It was very common in both urban and rural women. Okay, then you can see the problem of dowry, death, due to harassments. Okay, so due to this all things, whatever freedom they got, okay, they, you can say, they couldn't enjoy the freedom they got due to this particular thing. Okay, they couldn't enjoy the whole freedom they got. Okay, so due to this particular thing, what happened? They became socially and economically weak. Why? Because they are not organized. Okay, it was treated they were the weaker section of the society. No one was there to support them. Or if someone is facing the problem, there's no grievance redressal mechanism at this point of time. There's no point to complain. Just there was a legal entities, legal laws, and their implementation was failing somewhere. Okay, you can clearly say that implementation was not that good to benefit all the women in all the spheres. Okay, that was the issue. Now, due to this particular thing, what happened? Now, if there is a famous statement, we can say, "United we fall." Sorry, united we stand, and divided we fall. Okay, in Marathi also we say ekti chibar mite fal. That is, if you are united, you can do most things, and if women are not united over here, they will be again deprived of their rights. Okay, for that particular thing, what happened? A movement came over here. Okay, or you can say women organizations were, okay, which had created different milestones for the development of the women. Okay, different women organizations were found over here. Okay, but it took too much time for this particular organization to form or to come in action. You can say generally after 1960s. Okay, this organization actually came into picture after the 1960s. Okay, what happened? A demand was put forward. Okay, how this all things started. Okay, generally you can say a demand was put forward. What was that particular demand? See, generally judges. Who were the judges? Initially they were Britishers. After that, male members. Generally males were the judges. And see, these judges lacked the sense of feelings or emotions, which are generally considered less in males as compared to female. Okay, so the demand rose over here. Okay, while judging the crime or judging the heinous things behind the crime, for a woman there should be a woman judge to try woman related case. Okay, and it took what you can say a greater turn, a next turn, where finally this thing was given, but too late. Okay, but see, it gave a start from here, this particular move. Okay, then you can say in 1966 what happened? Muslim women, what they did, they started to demand a uniform civil code. What they did, they started to demand uniform civil code. Okay, then in 1971 what happened? Different organizations were formed which asked for law, which asked for a law to protect women rights. Okay, see, up till now, what government has given through law, they have given different rights to the woman for sure. They have given the rights. Okay, but there was no mechanism to protect those rights. So, what these organizations are doing now? These organizations are asking for a separate law to protect the rights which you are given in the previous law. See how the development is moving forward. Okay, and they pressurized government to such an extent that government has formed a study group to examine whether we need such particular mechanism. Okay, now to highlight this particular thing, 1975, what happened at a place called as Mexico? Okay, International Women Organization was formed. Okay, and what it declared? It declared its main principle of woman liberation. Okay, it gave its main declaration of women liberation. Okay, now from India, various organizations have joined it. Okay, various organizations from India have joined this. Which were those organizations? We can say Shramik Mahila Sangh. One of them was Shramik Mahila Sangh. Second was Samajwadi Mahila Sanghatan. SNJHTAN. Okay, SNJHTAN. Yeah. Then it was Shetkari Mahila Aghadi, etc. Okay, and you can say many of them had a political party affiliating them or supporting them. Okay, now various organizations, you can say various different organizations such as Nari Kendra, Maitrini, MAI, Maitrini, Spri Mukti Sangatna, Samata Manch. What they did, they took an aggressive way. What they did, they took an aggressive way to fight for the rights of the women. These particular organizations took very aggressive way to fight for the rights of the woman. Okay, it was generally said that marriage was supposed to be a social agreement. Correct? What is marriage? Marriage is supposed to be what it is. It is social agreement. Okay, marriage was supposed to be social agreement. Okay, so the right to marry and right to divorce was given equally to everyone. Okay, what they said, right to marry and divorce should be equal. They said, okay, this particular thing, or they highlighted, or they focused on this particular fact that this point should be equal. Okay, or this should be given equal weightage. Okay, or you can say one more movement took place at the 1856, near to 1856, and in 1976. Okay, women got right to alimony. Okay, perfect right to alimony and also perfect right to divorce. Women in itself can initiate the process of divorce. It was granted in this particular time frames. Okay, 1956 and 1976. It was in this period that they got this right for alimony as well as divorce. Okay, now in 1980, just a minute, we'll move to the next page. One more landmark thing took place. Okay. In 1980, Supreme Court, what it has done, Supreme Court dealt in a case called as Mathura case. What it has done, it has created a public opinion. Okay, Mathura case has created a public opinion in the favor of rape victims. Okay, now what this thing has done, Supreme Court, it has given guidelines which further acted as a law in itself. Okay, the Supreme Court has given guidelines for the women. What they did, the dramas which depicted women in bad picture, women in bad picture or in bad light were banned. Okay, Supreme Court directly banned this particular thing. Okay, then people opposed women's exposure. Okay, that they should not be given that much exposure and all. That was the thing going on. Okay, then further, what happened? New laws came against rape in 1984. Okay, further new laws came against the rape in 1984. Okay, then you can say 1986 law against women depiction was passed. Okay, then you can say women generally got 33% reservations. Okay, where in local self-government institutions, and generally this 33% got converted into nearly 50% in 1990s. Okay, and finally what you can say, a similar bill, okay, in the year 1996, a similar bill was introduced to extend 33% reservations in state legislature. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, sorry. In state legislature and parliament. Okay, but the thing is, it is still pending. Still pending. Okay, it was introduced in 1996 and still it is pending. Okay, so in 1975, this movement started in Maharashtra. Okay, and you can say uh, in year to 1985, okay, they started to spread almost in all the district and taluka level. Okay, so the political parties which, sorry, the organization which we have discussed played an important role over here. Okay, the Sri Mukti Sanghatan and whatever we have discussed, they played an important role in this particular. Okay, so this was it in the context of few women legislations. Okay, we'll stop this particular session over here. In the next session, we'll be discussing about the last two parameters in the context of women movements. Which are those? The first one is about the Hindu Code Bill, and second thing is in the context of evaluation. Okay, what exactly this movement did? Were the women empowered through this, or still we need something else? Okay, we'll be discussing on this particular part, and then we'll be ending the topic of women movements over here. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this particular session. If you have any queries or if you need to discuss anything, you can comment me or you can just let me know if you have any suggestion improvement in this particular part. Okay, so then the stop this session. We'll see you in the next session. Have a good day.